Episode 28, Malibu Bay Films.
By Andy Sidaris.
They ended up nicknaming them the Triple B movies.
Yes.
Bullets, bombs, and babes. Some people said bullets, bombs, and boobs, which is totally accurate.
Yeah, fits everything.
He was actually a guy that made, he worked in TV production for sports.
Yeah.
And I think maybe the Olympics or something. And then he started his own film studio, Malibu Bay Films, that were basically like late night Cinemax, USA Up All Night films. The group of pretty much the same actors and actresses.
Playboy
Models and penthouse pets.
Mm-hmm.
More or less playing the same parts, like the same characters in a series of movies. And it all seems like it's female special agents, like on a mission or something, right? And that's basically the premise of these movies.
The thing is that we watched two. Well, we didn't both watch two. I watched one called Do or Die, and then what was the one that you watched?
I watched Savage Beach.
Okay. As you will see, it doesn't matter who starts. They're pretty much going to be the same. So who would like to start? Because you found out that these movies are interconnected.
Yeah, I didn't think it at first, and then I started seeing the same actresses when I was looking on IMDb, the same actresses, and so I looked up their character names. I was like, they have the same character names, so they're all kind of intertwined.
It's this own what is it? Bullets, Boobs, and Babes cinematic universe.
It is.
So he did it before everybody,
I guess.
Yeah.
So all right. So Savage Beach. I'm going to be super fast with it. This is going to be more of a general synopsis.
Okay.
So you have your heroes. You have these four beautiful women that they're our heroes. They're of course special agents.
Yes.
They're on a mission, Lamar. Their plane goes down and they end up on a beach.
Okay.
And there happens to be gold buried on this beach that they don't know about. That's part of the plot. Now you have a separate plot going on at the same time. There's a communist that wants to get the gold. So, but he is pretending to be someone else to get the U.S. military to help him get to the island to get the gold. They don't know he's a commie yet. And he's got a communist girlfriend that's super hot, and they just have sex all over the place, of course.
That's a theme I'm going to talk about in my film.
And they have a group of henchmen that are with them. As you can imagine, they just all end up on the beach together. There's a fight or whatever. The communists, of course, double-cross the military guys. And then the communists get double-crossed by their henchmen. And then you have our secret agents, the females, who are the heroes, but they need help. Well, lucky for them, there's a samurai that lives on the island because he was a soldier. He was left on the island to protect the gold. Him and three other guys, but two of them are dead. So now he's old. It's just the same guy with old man makeup. And so he helps the heroes take out the commies. And that's basically it.
I feel like they ripped off a part of that from Indiana Jones' Last Crusade. That's exactly what I thought of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe every 10 minutes there's some sort of nudity. And like I said, the communist and his girlfriend, they get into their car, which is not a limousine. It's just a regular old Buick LeSabre from the 90s. Their driver's driving while in the back seat, they're just having full-on sex. So yeah, that's Savage Beach. Tell me about Do or Die.
Quick synopsis, Do or Die. So, two female agents, very voluptuous. They're at this little ceremony. They get called over, and actually, it's two henchmen that apprehend them, working for Pat Morita.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what, you girls, because this expands the, universe. You girls have been making things hard for me. Basically, I'm going to kill you. Not now. I'm going to set up a bunch of assassins to kill you. They're being held by two henchmen.
Okay.
And they're like, well, why don't you just kill us now? And he's like, no, that wouldn't go along with my mystique. So then they let him go.
Okay.
Hit people number one. And this is kind of the same. This is going to set up the whole film. They get in a car. Two hitmen follow them, trying to shoot at them. One of them, like, gets their leg hurt. They have a cane. The cane opens up into a rocket. They shoot the helicopter. It explodes. Henchman number 1. Henchman number 2, or henchman group number 2.
Okay.
Hot babe and boyfriend, they go to this model airplane thing in Vegas.
Okay.
Once again, they're driving away. Hey, there they are, right there, driving. Now they're chasing them in a car. They try to shoot them, but then some other guys come and help them because they're connected to the same agency. They blow up the hitmen. They're dead. Number 3, this is where they tried something different. It was 2 guys working in a restaurant, try to poison them. Okay. The only reason it doesn't work is because the plates come out, and then one of the women, she takes like a little piece of her food, feeds it to a cat. Cat dies. Oh my God, we're going to get killed because someone poisoned our food. They chase after these guys. They get them. All while this is happening, Kane, Pat Morita, is watching this, seeing them fail again and again.
Oh, so he's monitoring it.
He's monitoring it. So he sees them fail because he actually traced them with putting like a little tracer on one of their watches. Okay.
So it's like a game to him.
Basically, okay. It's a stupid game. As we will see, it gets even dumber.
Okay.
Hitman number 4. They go into a forest, and going back to sex scenes are just going on in between these things. For example, one of the guys that comes in to help them, he's outside watching things. One of the main women comes out, has sex with him outside.
He was like the lookout?
He was the lookout. But nothing happens to them, so they're fine. They then, in this same location, go outside in a jacuzzi in bikinis, exposed. Mm-hmm. The next henchmen come up, try to kill them, but they're so stupid they missed. And I forgot to say, Eric Estrada, he chases after one of them, throws baseballs at this guy hiding behind a tree. Like I said, it gets dumber. Well, one of these baseballs, the last one that Eric Estrada is about to throw, is a bomb. And so he throws it. The hitman tries to hit it with his gun, explodes.
He's like James Bond with exploding baseballs.
It gets crazy. So then they move again. They go to another place. They, for some reason, don't all have watches to synchronize time like they do in movies. So one of the main women that had the watch gives it to somebody else. She says, hey, take this watch. So they think that they're following the actual targets. They get followed by, now they're getting chased. Once again, now in a boat, but they're in jet skis, and then they shoot these guys.
Okay.
That's the 5th attempt. Remember how there were henchmen that picked up the 2 girls in the beginning?
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, now we're going to use them because they're my best henchmen.
Okay.
So all the time they had their best henchmen who apprehended these women, and they say, not only go get these girls, he calls them up some way and says, okay, you've evaded everybody else. How about hand-to-hand combat? They're like, okay. They beat up those guys. They get blown up. And then basically the movie ends, and that's the whole thing.
Huh.
a little bit of sex scenes in the most inappropriate places. Like they were like scouring around the forest.
Yeah.
There was another guy and another woman. They just run into each other at a waterfall and just have sex. Outside when they're supposed to be doing patrolling. That's do or die.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing that I notice about these films. As far as, I mean, it basically is exactly what they say. Bullets, bombs, boobs,
yes,
or babes, or whatever they decided. There's always a scene, it seems, where the characters are doing nothing, and then there's a call to action. They're like, we gotta go. We better get ready. And getting ready means taking off the current clothes that you have to put on the new clothes.
Yes. And there's a lot of jacuzzis.
Any kind of plot point that would lead them to get topless. So, yes. Interesting. So, the film you watched, Do or Die, what would you rate it? Do you recommend it or whatever?
Here's the thing, though, because looking at this movie, I would say just on the hilarity of it,
Yeah.
I would give it a 4 because it's so out there.
Yeah.
But the problem is this: after you watch a bunch of these movies, it's almost like I would be like a 2 because it's like it's the same thing.
It's the
And
same.
then added to that, it's like the same way that they tried to kill the protagonist. If I had to average it together, I would say honestly like a 2.5.
2.5.
Because just looking at this movie, I was like, something stupid is gonna happen next.
Right.
That makes that warms my heart.
Yeah,
These films, because I didn't see, because the baseball one, that one got
That's
me. I was
funny.
cracking up.
Yeah, so for me, for Savage Beach, I'm in the same boat. It's kind of like the movies are what they are, right?
Yes.
You already know it's baked into the cake. It's a lot of shooting, a lot of boobs and all that stuff, but they are funny. They're funny because they're bad. Savage Beach, I'm gonna say, yeah, it's for me, it's like a 4 out of 5 just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't want to watch these movies all the time, but like every now and then you spruce them in. Like every 6 months you watch a Malibu Bay film just for the insanity of it.
Yes, I think that's what it is. It's like you do it here and there, but like you couldn't do like a whole like viewing like you would do like a cinematic universe, because you'd be like,
Right.
your mind would melt.
There was one point in the movie where the guy's like, let me show you this big gun that I got. But he said it just like that, real pervy. He's like, I got some new equipment to show you. He goes something like, I don't know if you can handle big equipment like this. And then she says something like, I'm more impressed with performance than I am size. And then he goes, yeah, but when this thing is cocked and loaded, all you need is a steady hand.
Now I want to watch Savage Beach just for that, because it's like.
And then she says something. She goes, yeah, but how's the shot? And he goes, you won't be disappointed. It's like a whole thing. It's just stuff like that. It makes you laugh, though, you know? It's funny. It is what it is. You don't take it serious, you know? Now, you can look at these films and say maybe they're exploitive. The protagonists are always females.
Yes.
They are almost always special agents of some kind, and they're badasses. Like, they kick the shit out of men, and a lot of the men in the films are kind of dumb, right?
Yes.
Kind of hapless and dumb, right? So in a weird way, it's almost like you can look at it as being exploitive, but at the same time, it's like it's empowering. The female characters are empowered.
I know a counter argument is going to be, yeah, they're badasses, they're the protagonists, but they have to be, you know, at least like a double D,
True.
Blind and everything like that. So the women are in control. They're shooting guns and stuff like that. And
so, I mean, I'm just bringing up the point. Like, there's an argument to be made. 2 arguments. Some people could look at it like it is exploitive, and then some people might counter argue that it's empowering. It's female empowerment. So I don't know. I never got that far. I just looked at it like just wild, crazy movie.
It really is. Yeah. And
know?
I mean, with the action, it's kind of like, to me, I would describe this as like Michael Bay on acid.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you have like pretty much car chases, of course, beautiful women, but this is like it's to the max.
It's if you took Charlie's Angels, Michael Bay, and softcore porn and put them in a blender.
That's what it would be.
So, Perfect Turd Podcast, episode 28, Malibu Bay Films.
Yeah.